What is up, everybody? StonePost34 here, bringing you more of Growing Up with StonePost. And hey, I went for a run today. Man, I feel good. I love running. I'm 35. As long as your knees can hold out, I say do it as much as you can. I didn't run a lot when I was younger. I did play a lot of basketball, which is equally as hard on your knees. Actually, it's harder on your back, I think, too. So I try to run, a couple times a week. If I can do 3, great. But anyway, hey, I want to let you know on my channel, I'm getting a lot of good feedback about the Growing Up with Stone Post. I've made a playlist, so if you want to check that out, you can see all the videos of that genre, and it's just an easy way to find that. So if you're into the series, it's on the channel, and check it out. So hey, today I want to talk about fighting. I think most of my subscribers, or the majority of my subscribers, are male. And this is something in your lifetime I think you'll probably have to deal with. So I've got a couple not so serious stories and one very, very serious story of a fight. And I'll end on that one. Probably shouldn't end on a serious one. But anyway, growing up, my brother's, he was about 2 years, 8 months older than me. And I was his personal punching bag. So, a quick story about when I was little, when younger, I wouldn't say little, I was preteen. We lived in Wellington, and he did crazy things. He duct taped me to the bed when he had a friend spend the night once. I'd walk by him and it'd just slug me in the arm. I mean, you name it, he did it. I think if you have an older brother, you know what I'm talking about. So my parents, I'd come down and I'd be like, yeah, Chris hit me in the arm, and kind of like, yeah, I was tattling on him. And they were like, well, let's see the mark. And a lot of times there wasn't a mark. So, yeah, after that, that wasn't my first rodeo. I figured out. So he'd hit me in the arm or in the leg or whatever happened, and I figured out, we lived in this old 2-story house. I'd come down the stairs, take my time, and I'd be punching myself in the arm. Guess who had a mark when they got downstairs? That's right, I did. Guess who got in trouble? That's right, my brother. So I actually told him at his bachelor party, the first time he got married, and it's now since become the family joke that I punched myself in the arm to get my brother in trouble. But he hit me, so fair's fair. So anyway, the first fight I got into that was not my brother was when we had just moved to Chicago. I was in 8th grade, and we had a junior high. It was 7th, 8th, and 9th, and just moved from Kansas. And I was a new kid, and I told you before, I kind of hung out with the all-international kind of nerd friends. And so anyway, we get done with lunch, and we always had about 20 minutes to go outside after lunch, and you could play foursquare, tennis, tennis courts, basketball. Well, I chose to play basketball. So this one day, Ravi, my buddy, and I, we get done early. In fact, it was almost a race because we loved playing basketball so much. We'd hurry up and eat as fast as we could so we could get outside. So we go outside. It's him and I on the court, and it's first come, first serve. So we get the court, and we're playing around. This kid walks through. He's a 9th grader, snatches the ball as it comes off the backboard, and says, hey, you guys are going to need to find another court. We're playing here. And sure enough, here come 5 of his closest buddies, buffoons, and they're like, yeah, you're going to need to find another court. Well, I walk up to him, calmly, and snatch the ball from him real quick. And I said, no, we were here first. You're going to need to go find something else to do. Because there were only 2 or 3 courts, I think, if I remember right. And so anyway, just as I take the ball back and tell him that, a teacher comes walking out. He didn't see the teacher that was on lunch duty. He slugs me in the stomach. And I had an older brother. I'll tell you what, he hit about 3 times harder, my older brother. So that didn't even hurt. My response to him was I laughed. So long story short, we had to go to the principal's office. He did get suspended. I just had to explain what happened. So anyway, a quick story about my brother. We got in a big fight after a basketball game, a pickup game at the park, and it came to blows, and we got home. We're still fighting. He's got me pinned down. And this is the last time he ever really touched me. I'd say this was the last time. He's got me pinned down, and he's just wailing on me. I get up out of him on me, and he was always a lot bigger than me, flip him over, put him in a chokehold where he can't breathe, and I'm got his legs locked up. And guess what, guys? That was the last time my brother ever really touched me, other than, joking around. As far as serious punching bag issues. That was the first time I really had to deal, or I'm sorry, the last time I had to deal with my brother. So, okay, here's the serious story, and this is really bad. I was in college. My buddy had just started dating a girl, and guess what? She had an ex-boyfriend who was very obsessive and was part of the reason she broke up with him. And so we went to this party, and the ex-boyfriend made it known to my buddy that he didn't really appreciate him, didn't appreciate that he was dating his ex-girlfriend because he was trying to get back with her, and basically threatened him. So we leave the party. We're like, let's just get out of here. We're done. So, a few days later, him and I decide to go grab some fast food for lunch after class. We're in college. So we go grab some fast food, and we get about halfway out of the lot, and the tires are, it just sounds weird. It's like, the tires are making funny noises. We think it's the brakes. We're not sure. Well, come to find out, this jerk-off had taken all the bolts and unloosened them all the way. Actually, he took all of them off except 2, I think, and loosened them so the wheels were wobbling. And he had a Camaro. So anyway, we knew who did it. So we call him up. We lay into him. We're like, dude, someone could have died. That's retarded. He didn't care. He's like, in fact, I'm coming over. So we're like, okay, I guess this is going to happen, and it's going to happen now. So at the time, and I got to tell you, I'll tell you different stories about this guy. I had a buddy who was a Golden Glove boxer from Oklahoma, and yeah, I think he did steroids, and he was huge. His name was Doug. He was probably about 6'4", probably about 260, and about 5% body fat. So I called Doug. I'm like, dude, these guys are coming, and can you just show up, give us some backup? So he's like, dude, I'm there. Let's do it. So he shows up. Sure enough, here they come about 15 minutes later, and then we got a couple other buddies to show up. So it's like 6v6 out in this parking lot, and the ex-boyfriend comes up to my buddy. He's like, dude, you stay away from her. We're getting back together. If I see you again, I'm going to kick your ass. And he's like, man, just get out of here. I don't even want to talk to you. So Doug, the Golden Glove boxer, walks up. He's like, you need to get out of here. You leave my friend alone. And the ex-boyfriend looks at Doug and goes, I don't have a problem with you. You need to get out of my face. You know what Doug does? Hauls back, hits him in the face, and says, now you have a problem with me. The guy drops to the ground. Just collapses. Doug takes one more punch. So he only hit him twice. Punched him again. His face is bleeding. It was disgusting. It was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. Long story short, Doug went to jail. He went to jail for, I think, 9 months to a year. I haven't talked to him in 15 years, and then the kid had plastic surgery 6 times to get his face looking back to normal. So anyway, guys, try not to fight. It's just not worth it, but do stick up for yourself if you have to. But anyway, guys, hey, thanks for watching. More to come, more videos on Growing Up with StonePost, and leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, or just send me a message. Take care as always. This is StonePost 34.